Okay. Well, if you have already joined us, welcome. I'm Carlos Valenzuela. And Jeff, are you there?
I am Carlos.
That's great. That's great. I mean, we had a. Did you have a wonderful Fourth of July weekend in preparation for this launch of this incredible new program we have?
I did a great weekend. I love it when the holiday starts on a Friday because we're off on Mondays too. So,
Oh,
so we get
that's
a
right.
get a few days.
Yeah, your salon has the luxury of being able to close on Monday. A lot of the salons are really pulling a 7 day a week thing now. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. Or 6 days anyway. I know Monday. I don't know. We've been around for a long time now, and it just like when we started, it seemed like that was just the hairdresser holiday was a Monday, and it's definitely a. I guess Tuesday's our Monday, but it's a great day to be off on Monday for sure.
I always liked being off on Monday when I was behind the chair. I was behind the chair for 30 years, more than 30 years. And to somehow, when you were off on Monday, you get to go to the shops and there's not that many people there and there's nobody at the movies. And it's sort of like a great day off.
It really is. For those that are on the webinar, just there's a chat box, and if you want to participate, you can. If not, but you'll just notice it's pretty easy to log in. If there's a Facebook icon there, or a Twitter icon, or you can create your own login. But it's probably just easy to log in with your Twitter account or your Facebook account if you want. And then as we go through, Carlos is going to walk us through, and we'll interact with him, and then I'll interact with you on the chat and kind of keep Carlos up to date on questions that you might have. But you're encouraged to get on there. You don't have to, obviously, and you can just watch the webinar because there'll be plenty to take notes and you'll learn a lot from it. But if there's a reason you need to get on the chat, please get on, and I'll be monitoring that. So just wanted to fill you guys in on that.
Yeah, it's great that they can interact with us and they can ask us questions. And of course, they could always, contact us later and ask us questions. But I just think that for us to be able to offer a webinar, a free webinar for students is really a cool thing and something that obviously had never happened before, at least for that I know, that is specifically for students. And we are going to be concentrating on helping you just get to that salon job and giving you a lot of advice that comes from people like Jeff, who has owned a salon for so many years and is so savvy on all of the tech stuff that I don't know quite that much about. But it's great that you're on board with us, and certainly take advantage of asking us questions. Jeff will guide me to them, and we will be answering them for you.
Yeah, as we go along, and the thing too, kind of, I think, for you guys that are here early, kind of the neat thing about just as I've gotten to know Carlos and become friends and just his expertise and that he goes back a long way. But one thing, um, when I say a long way, like 40 years, right, Carlos?
Oh,
But
we got a long, long
yeah, I
way.
know I hate to rub that in on you all the time, but I think the important thing is just as we go through this and how to connect to people and how to build your business and all those kinds of things they haven't changed as over the years. You need to connect to people and you need to do these different things, and Carlos' experience brings that and as far as how to build a business and how to get started and all on the iFabulous Salon Success is just such an amazing program. And then I'll step in and kind of help you with new technology and the things that you can utilize to make it a little bit easier to connect to people and how to do that and things like that. So it's very
Yeah.
exciting. I think just like you said, Carlos, it's a new thing to have somebody step out and help new hairdressers that are just out of school or even still in school, kind of get them on the right path and
And
get them
I
started. And
agree.
it's
I
really
agree.
exciting for me to be involved.
It's very exciting for me, and this is, a lot of people will say to me that they think that iFabulous is the DVD program, which many of you have, and that's sort of like our intro card, our business card. It just kind of tells you what we think that a new professional should kind of concentrate on at the beginning, but that's not what iFabulous is. This is what iFabulous is all about. you that are joining us now, and how it will take, how Jeff and I will take you into the future with it. Because, one of the things that both Jeff and I and some of the people in the industry, which you may be seeing here also, are very concerned about is the fact that so many of the students do not continue on their career just 6 months after they graduate because they find it too difficult to make it. So I think what iFabulous is trying to do is get you prepared, sort of like a vision of the future. So make sure you know this, make sure, sort of like your mom and dad or something, if you are going to go out to, or your coach, if you're going to have your first match or your first game, they're kind of telling you to look out for this, look out for that, and make sure this is what iFabulous is going to do for you and augment your success. And with Jeff on board, I think it's really wonderful because the second thing that has happened is that the salons are so automated. They're so high tech, and unfortunately, most of our schools are not. And you, the students, are high tech. So we're also trying to kind of circle the wagons around that idea that we do provide technical information for you that you can use now in your career while still in school and take it with you to the salon, hopefully with a bunch of clients.
And for those of you, we've had a few people log on here, and in case we've kind of gone over this a little bit, but there is a chat box that if some of you do want to get on, there's a few people that have already got on the chat box. So if you want to get on that, you can. It's easy to log in with Facebook or Twitter. We're going to get the webinar started here in just a couple minutes. Just kind of waiting for a few more people to get in to the webinar. So again, if you have any questions specifically as we go along, type them into the chat box. We'd love to hear who's here. Maybe type in your name and where you're from. If you've logged in, I see a few people have already logged into the chat area. So if you'd like to do that, that's great. And kind of have an interactive thing because we're basically here. This being the first Jumpstart Your Salon Career Series webinar, we're here to get feedback. Carlos and I both spend a lot of time with hairdressers. Carlos is in the schools, and I'm in the salon, and working with young hairdressers as we hire them out of beauty school and things. And we have a good idea of the needs of you guys and what you want to get your career started. But the feedback that we get from you is just really essential. For us understanding and be able to support you as we continue on with the iFabulous Salon Success Program, just helping you guys and the help that we want to provide. So just give us some feedback. We love it, and we'll definitely
Yes.
respond to it and reply to it as we go along here.
And Jeff, that there is one stupid question, and that stupid question is the one that is not made. So I don't care what it is you want to know. If you have the question, I can guarantee you there will be at least another 10 people on here who will have the same question or doubt. So go ahead and ask it, and we'll just guide you through it. I want to tell the students something that's very cool that I will be doing this weekend, and they should actually be doing this also online. We have this weekend in Las Vegas the NAHA, North American Hairdressers Awards, and that is sort of like the Academy Awards of the beauty industry. And if you go on Modern Salon online, you will see how you can watch the whole thing, including the red carpet, on Sunday night. And you can see the most incredible work because these are salons and hairdressers from all over the country competing to be the very best in the industry. That's called North American Hairdressers Awards, Sunday night on Modern Salon TV online. Modern Salon is the magazine. Go there. I will be there. I will be there in the audience, and I will be at the red carpet. So anyway, that's something that I think you would like.
Yeah, it's fun stuff, and we have some people that have started chatting here with us. So just kind of point out here, Ronlisha is from Springdale.
Oh, good.
Uh, Emily is, I think, from Canada. I think she kind of typed in Canada, maybe. CAN, and then she typed in an A. So anyway, hi, Emily, and thanks for getting on the chat box. And then we also have Client Data 7, who can't spell very they say. So anyway, they're from Scottsdale, so they're probably right down the street from you, right, Carlos? If
Oh no, Scottsdale is about 120 miles, but you know
okay,
what?
I'm sorry. I
Hello,
mean,
Scottsdale.
yeah, I work in the hair business. I'm not much on geography. It was the same state, at least,
Yeah,
right?
it's the same state. Yes. Well, welcome.
We have. Let's see. I mean, we can go ahead and get started here.
I
We're
think we
we're
should
like a
get,
couple
yeah.
minutes or about a minute after the hour, so whatever you want to do, Carlos. If you want to get
Let's just get
started.
started. I would
Okay.
like to just welcome the iFabulous people to our Jumpstart Your Salon Career Series, How to Get a Job. I mean, this is almost like essential for everyone. And the reason that Jeff and iFabulous exist is because we know, and I will not bring this up again, we know that close to 80% of the students that graduate from beauty school are not in the beauty industry 1 year later. And we think, and a lot of my fellow professionals think, that it's because you learned how to pass state board, but you didn't learn how to run your career, how to brand yourself and your skills. So we're going to give you today some really incredible information. And I want you to make sure that you have a pen and pencil, or paper and pencil, excuse me, because you will want to take notes. There's a lot of information and a lot of links and a lot of places you'll want to go to later. All right? So let's move this along.
One more thing before we start here, Carlos. Jenny is here. She's on the chat, and she's from Arkansas, the Career Academy of Hair Design. And
Oh,
Emily,
yes.
that's where Emily was from as well. She's
Yes,
probably
yes.
typing on her phone or something, having some trouble with the thing, so
Okay.
don't worry about that. But
All right.
so let's go. Yeah,
Well,
let's go ahead and
great.
get started.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, wait, here we go. Let's see here.
So, getting a job, you know, students, as you sit around and you work through your career at school, you wonder, you've heard that there is a method to get a job, that there is a way to get a job, but nobody really. Sometimes people think, well, I should go to the counselor, I should do this. There is a method, there is a way, and I don't care if you have 10 hours or if you have almost 10 hours to go before you graduate. We're going to give you the method today, and we will show you how. Okay? This is what you will learn here you will learn 10 essential steps to getting a great job, like the job you want, not just any job. And here's one thing. You are going to be setting some goals. Isn't that boring? But those who set goals are scientifically proven to outperform those who do not set goals. So one of the things that we're going to talk about here is goal setting. And you're going to understand a business principle, which is not boring, but I'm going to break it down for you. And Jeff is going to, at any point in time, just kind of set a goal. We're going to set a goal. How many hours do you have in school? Can you write that on your chat book? On your chat, and Jeff can tell me, how many hours do you have right now? I'm kind of surprised sometimes when I go to schools and students don't know how many hours they have. I knew how many hours I had to the minute all through beauty school. Okay? So here is what what your goal is. Your goal is to graduate with 100 clients. Okay? Maybe all of these clients won't come to the salon, but you will want to graduate with 100 clients. And by when? Because you can't set a goal without saying when it should be completed, right? So by the end of school, students, you want to graduate with 100 clients, whether they be hairdressing, skincare, or nail tech. Step two. So, if somebody tells me, which I think somebody could, you need to lose 30 pounds, it just seems like a real lot of weight to lose, all right? So the secret to making your goals come true is to break them down to tiny little pieces. Now, this is silly, but I began about a month ago saying to myself that I wanted to do in the morning 50 push-ups. So I got on the floor and I did 3, and that I was exhausted. And so what I've started doing is doing three, and every day I add one. And if you could just remember that silly example, you will have it again. See, so in the year, you're going to graduate with 100 clients. That's your goal. Okay, one more. Monthly, what does that mean? You need to get 8 new clients. Now, students, 8 new clients is actually nothing. So weekly, you need to get 2 new clients. And at the end, I think we have one more. That means that daily you need 2 appointments. If you come into school and you don't have 2 appointments, start looking for an appointment. Start looking for something to do. So we tell you how to work this. Can we go back to that one for just one little second, which just to see most of it, the one that we had, just to review what you're going to do for your complete breakdown. So this is what you're going to do in the day. You're going to come in and you're going to look for 2 appointments every day. If you have more than two, that's great. And you're going to rebook those 2 appointments because you're going to try to get 2 new clients a week, which is going to make 8 a month, which is going to give you at least 100 a year. And then when you have these 100 clients, about a month when you're ready to graduate and you know where you're going to go to work, you're going to start talking to them about your new job, and many of them are going to come with you. Therefore, you're going to get to the salon with some people behind you. Okay. So the iFabulous Salon success strategy, look at what you're going to do. Daily, you're going to hand out 3 business cards. You know how you're going to get dressed, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to put on all your clothes, you're going to put on your cologne, you're going to put on whatever, and then you're going to grab 3 business cards. You're going to put them in your top pocket or in your dress pocket or in your purse, and you're going to hand out 3 business cards to everyone you see. The next thing that you're going to do a daily post to your Facebook page. So, many of you have already opened business pages. I am so proud of you. And if you like me, or if you ask me to like you, I like you right away. I tell you something that I like about your page and how you can even improve it, but you have to be on there. The only way, and I know Jeff can back me up, the only way that social media works is if you work it, and it has to be every day. Okay? The next thing is promote the school special. Some of the schools that are iFabulous schools are already doing a monthly special where it's a facial with a free plain manicure, haircut with foils, something like that. So the other thing that you're going to do is promote the school special and ask that they request you. So those are things that you do every day. Hand out business cards, post to your Facebook page, promote your school special. Okay, next. Like and share other posts. And I know that Jeff could go on for about the remainder of the webinar on how important this is. Those of you that are new to business pages are actually doing great. But I want you to know that a lot about what social media is exactly as the name says. It's about being social. So if you don't have anything to post and you're just sitting around, go to your Facebook page and like what others are doing. It's the process of liking and sharing something that someone posted to a friend's page. That's what it's sort of like a bowling ball. In other words, you hit the right pin and it just breaks up the whole scheme and it hits a lot of them. You must like and share other people's posts daily. The more you share, the more Facebook picks you up as somebody that's active, because as Jeff will tell you again, not everything that you post is actually going to everyone that you know. It has to do a lot with who you have been in contact with. And then, do really cool styles on clients and mannequins. Take photos with your with your phone, and put them up there. Your work. All right?
I mean, that's yeah, and just just going on my little comment here. Being a salon owner, we talk to our stylists a lot. They have there's other social media that you can put pictures up, but that is the really easiest way to post things is just pictures. I mean, you don't even have to write anything necessarily, but the cool thing about pictures, they're easy and they get the best engagement as opposed to just having to come up with like interesting thoughts or whatever. You just put pictures and people do that.
Yeah,
So.
and you know what, students, if you don't have to wait to have this remarkable client and haircut to photograph. I want you to practice on your mannequin because there is. I have gotten good. I'm actually proud of how good I am at taking photos with my iPhone. But when I took the first photos, they were very lousy. The lighting was bad, the angle was bad, the head was crooked, the one eye was closed. So go ahead, and if you're not doing anything today or the day of the mannequin or the day or tomorrow or whatever, just stand up and take Dolly close to a window and just put her hair in a ponytail and take a photo this way, take a photo that way from the top, and just get good at doing these before and afters. Okay. Now, one of the things that kind of gets me a little bit riled up is the fact that we get so many things going, and then on Monday and by Wednesday we forget about it and we're not onto it. And I learned something from a group of people that are very cool, that they do something just for today. So you know how we've talked about your routine. You're going to hand out 3 cards. You're going to post to Facebook. You're going to do these things every day. If you don't feel like doing them, that's the day you need to do them. And just imagine, don't think, oh my God, I have to do this for another 10 months. No, just do it for today. Get it done today and get it over with, and you're done. And then tomorrow is another day. That's the way to reach your goals. Break them up into little pieces, have a daily routine, and do it just for today. And like we said, start with tiny steps. Start by adding 1 step daily, one more push-up, one more photograph, all right? And here's a big advice I give to all of you. If you fall off the program, and I don't think there's anybody on the webinar here today who hasn't fallen off the program. I have so many times. If you fall off the program, it doesn't matter. Start again. Don't you think so, Jeff?
Oh, definitely. I mean, every day is a new day, and the older that I get, the more I realize there's good days and there's bad days, and you just try to do your best to have the good days outnumber the bad days. Is things that are in your control, and a lot of these things, when you go to work every day, your attitude's in your control, and or go to school every day, and put that attitude on the people that you see and do their hair, and just stay focused on connecting with people.
Yeah, it's I can say this to you because to all of you because I'm an old man, but life is really a roller coaster, students, and you should not get desperate while you're in school and start feeling down or anything like that. It just goes up and down, and like Jeff just said, there's good days, there's bad days. Here's my advice on that. Don't make big decisions on the bad days. Just go to bed. Don't worry about it. And also don't take too many huge projects on the good days. Remember that it's a roller coaster. If you are on a down slope, you know very well that it's going to get better soon. And if you're on a high, just be careful because that bump could be right around the road. So be careful with that. Okay? Now, what's step number 3 on how to get this great job? Rate yourself on the Salon Essentials. How many of you remember what the Salon Essentials are? If you don't remember what the Salon Essentials are, go back to your DVD and play Salon Essentials. These are 10 skills which the salon industry gave us specifically that you should know, and you should know exactly how to do them. The first one is professionalism and image. Now, I know many of you are home, but I hope that tomorrow when you're at work, you look great. Assisting. How many of you have started assisting another student? Because you see, many states don't allow you to go to assist in a salon if you're not licensed. But we talked about just assisting a senior student. If you're a starting out student or if you just got to the clinic floor, I ask you, I implore you, make friends with a senior student and say, is there any way I could assist you? And what you do, you know how to assist. You go for her client, you welcome her, you shampoo her hair, you give her a drink, whatever it is that you're doing, and you just are on top of it to make sure that you know how to assist. And then you're shampooing. How many of you have gotten your shampoos down to 5 minutes? The shampooing pamper, which is the second one. Practice the longer techniques and make sure you know you have a scalp massage that helps with that. And we have blow drying hair. So most of you are pretty good at this. 15 minutes with a round brush. That's going to be great. Now, before Jeff takes us to the next stage of a slide, I want you to know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 steps that you see on here are the key ones that you will do the very first day in the salon. Just imagine that there's a genie talking to you over this computer, and I can tell the future. These things you must know and do extremely well.
And I
And
think just kind of from a salon owner's point of view, there for those of you depending on where you are around the country, I mean blow dry bars are huge, and in our area, I mean we've just in our salon we offer a blow dry bar. We advertise it that way, but the point of it is, uh, people are starting to get to know what a blow dry is. It kind of was crazy to me that people didn't realize we would blow dry their hair anyway, but now people are starting to call saying, "Oh, you do blow dries?" Yeah, of course we do. So that's a great way to meet new customers and start perfecting that while you're in school is getting good at blow drying hair. And then when you get out, it's just a really easy way to introduce yourself to somebody. Offer a blow dry for them to come in because they might be going to somewhere else, but it's a good way for them to maybe try you out. It's just a really good marketing idea that we've had great success of adding blow drying
that's great.
as a main
That's
service.
that's true, Jeff. And you know what? Let's just be really honest. If you're a student and you go up to a stranger and you say, "Hey, I would really love to cut your hair and color it," you know what? I would bet some of those people are going to say, but you're a student, you might just really wreck my hair, which is not the case because you all have excellent instructors. However, if you say to somebody, hey, would you like to come in for a blow dry or a free blow dry? You know, there isn't a woman in the country that would not accept having a nice shampoo and conditioning and having her hair blown out. I mean, how bad could that be? What could you possibly do? And like Jeff says, it is exactly how you get clients by
Well, I mean,
asking, by
not to
offering the blow dry.
sorry, Carlos, but I mean, not to interrupt, but what I've told our staff, and as far as getting people in, like a lot of times, several years ago, we didn't really think about the blow dry to go out and say, "Oh, give somebody a blow dry," but now it's kind of like, you're out in front of your salon passing out a few cards, and it's an easy sell because you can say, "Hey, why don't you come in for a blow dry? I know you probably go somewhere else for your cut and color, but come on in, try me. Let me give you. I'd love to do your hair. Just let me give you a blow dry." Because a lot of times people can, if they are connected to their stylist, it can be kind of an uncomfortable thing for them to try somebody else. But if it's just for a blow dry, it's just easy to get them in the chair, and then that's when you
Yeah.
start to connect with them, and they begin to realize that maybe they should be seeing you for their other services as well.
Yeah, it's like no compromise. And for those school owners and instructors that are listening, it's a great promotion to offer to the students. Like you might decide to do Tuesdays, which are usually your slow days. Tuesdays, I mean, students can offer one free blow dry, and that gives them the ability to bring them in. That's a great promotion.
And
Okay.
a couple things while we're in the middle of the Salon Essentials checklist here, Carlos, just on the chat boxes here going on.
Oh, yes, I forget the
Uh,
chat.
Yeah, Carrie Ann just talks about how her students they have a boot camp and then they are starting assisting right on the floor and they use a buddy system, which is a great idea. And everybody's kind of give us some feedback about the dry bars and kind of seeing, there's
So I know Carrie Ann, and I could see her doing this. Definitely, a buddy system is great. It's great because I mean, and I'm getting ahead of myself here, Jeff, but they might wind up leasing a chair. I mean, we that you could technically, if you do iFabulous correctly, you could actually have enough clients to be able to lease a chair. And one of the things that we've discussed, speaking about the buddy system, is two graduates leasing one chair. And so one uses it in the morning, the other one the afternoon, or one Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever, something like that. So buddy system works. Okay, let's get back. Flat iron and curling iron. You know, I know that it was kind of silly in some ways. Some people think, oh, of course we need to know how to do flat iron and curling iron. But the reason that you need to do it in 15 minutes is not just because you need to know how to do it. It's because this is a service that is done quite well at home by the client. So you must have the knowledge and be able to get the look, which is a little bit more salon finished than what they can get at home. Because why should they come and pay? Because they don't feel like doing it. But what else? You should be able to get a salon look from your flat iron and curling iron. Okay? There's the other one. This is the #1 reason why students get fired. Because the color applications take too long, or because they are very poor. So you take out that cholesterol or that conditioner and your mannequin, and I want to see you practicing every day in class. Maybe all of you together during your iFabulous class. Do 5 minutes for the whole application, and that's good. Okay? Next. Permanent wave, 30 minutes. I'm actually not going to belabor this. I know you guys don't like perms, and I also know that they're not happening, but you have no idea how embarrassing it is. I've been to so many schools where people have actually asked me to wrap their perms because the students can't do it. So maybe you can't do it incredibly, but you cannot get to the salon without knowing how to wrap a perm. Foil highlights, 2 foils per minute, perfect thin weaves, and perfect flat folds. Those crinkled things that you can't, they look like a mess. You should have a wonderful sectioning pattern, and they should look perfectly like a freeway. All right. And retail, you know what iFabulous says about retail. Practice teaching how to get the look with the products, and your retail will be automatic. You know, that's just it. And social media. Most of you have been really good and have opened a Facebook account, and we're going to take you a little further today. So step 3 was get your salon essentials down. Don't get too excited about what's coming at the end of your career. Make sure that I do not want you to go to a salon without knowing these.
Hello?
Hello, it's me. I do not want you to go to the salon without making sure that you know these, please. Okay? All right.
Hey, real quick about the perm. It's funny. Whitney just posted here that she's bringing back the perm. She's had 3 clients come in for a spiral perm just from her Facebook business page. So she's bringing it back herself.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, and that's so good, Whitney, because what happens is what you put on Facebook, see, you just proved us right there. If you put a lot of haircuts on Facebook, which is fine, what do you think you're going to get for requests? Haircuts. If you put a lot of color on there, you're going to get a lot of color. If you show some amazing highlights, you're going to get highlight requests. But see, no matter what happens to you, my students, my great iFabulous students, if you just know what we've talked about so far, you will succeed in the salon. Because you could go to work in Timbuktu, and as long as they have internet and Facebook, you're going to make it.
And Carlos, just one comment just on those salon checklists. As far as the timing goes, I know setting goals to get to those certain times. Sometimes you struggle with those, but you want to work and eventually get to those times. But kind of the key as you're progressing as a student, and just we know this with new hairdressers when we hire, is at least be consistent in time. If you can't get a color application on in 5 minutes, at least when you get it to 10 minutes, be consistent at 10 minutes while you're working it to 5. But my point is, don't sometimes do it in 10 minutes, and sometimes take 20 minutes, and sometimes take 15 or 30 or whatever.
You're saying, in other words, you're saying focus.
Yeah, professional people won't come back when they don't have any idea how long you're going to take to do their hair. So it's really important to, set that client expectation however it is, and be consistent across everyone on how long it takes you to do things. It's really
Exactly,
important.
exactly. And you know what? That's actually the most important thing for clients. They like to know, like a woman likes to know that she can go, she's got to go to the grocery store, she's got to pick up the kids, she's got to do this, and then at 1 o'clock she's going to go and have her hair done, cut, for example, and it takes you 45 minutes to do that. She'll be out at 2. If you're running late and then you also decide, as Jeff said, that that day you're going to take more than 45 minutes, she's annoyed.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, she might give you one or more chances, but if she's gone in 3 times and it's taken 3 different lengths of times, I mean, that's just a really easy way to lose a client. I mean, it's just about the easiest way you can to lose one, I think.
Yes, but at the same time, at this point, I would not be too careful about how fast you do it, because remember what we said. So the tint application, we wanted in 5 minutes. So maybe you did one last week and it took you 20 minutes. Well, that's where you start, right? Because the next one you wanted in 18 minutes, and the next one you wanted in 15. Just like the push-ups. You're going to be cutting it down, breaking it down until you get to 5. And the only way you can do these things right is by doing them more, doing them a lot. You can't think and hope to do it faster. You've got to do it. Okay, here we have step 4. This is very important because a lot of the students don't know exactly what you are going to really shoot for. And when you go to get a job, you don't know what you're asking for, or you're trying to ask kind of like for whatever falls in the basket. So do you want to start as a stylist, which means do you think you have enough clients to do it? Or do you have some way to support yourself to wait for the clients? Because you're not going to be making a lot. And so as a stylist, do you want to work commission? Do you want to lease a chair? Or do you want to go and work for wages, which is primarily in a mall? So, but you would be working as a stylist. So what's the other choice? You can work as an assistant. I worked as an assistant. And you actually wind up learning a lot from your chief stylist, and you probably make almost the same money, especially the first months. So as an assistant, you're going to be getting wages and some tips. So you need to know, you know what? No, go back, Jeff, please. No, I don't want to work as an assistant. I want to definitely work as a stylist. Or I definitely don't want to be a stylist. I don't think I'm ready. I'm going to interview and prepare my resume and my life and everything to be an excellent assistant and graduate from there within 6 to 8 months into a chair. But you should really know which one of these you want. Okay. Step 5, very simple. All of you are online. Do a search of salons on Google in your line and list at least 5 of each of the following: 5 commission salons, 5 booth rentals, and 5 wage and hourly salons. The ones that are near you, the ones that you might be attracted to, but any kind. I want to remind you one thing about interviewing. You don't have to interview, when you interview a place, or a salon in this case, that doesn't mean you necessarily want to work there. Interviews are done so that, from your perspective, I wouldn't say this to the salon owners, but let's us family talk about the fact that the more you interview, the better you get at it. So you're going to want to interview just about everyone. I hear students tell me all the time, oh, I already know where I want to work, and that's the only place I want to work. And that kind of makes me happy because they're very assertive and they know what they want. But it also makes me wonder if they didn't miss out on finding out more about what's out there. So I would interview a little tiny salon. I would interview the mall salon, the big spa, the chain salon, all of them, and get 5 of each that you doing a search. If you just do a search now, they'll come up, on Google. Step 6. Select 6 salons to interview. In other words, from your search, go to 6 salons. And it would be great if you had 2 commission, 2 lease chair, and two wages. That would be great. Select 6 of those to interview. And remember, in the parentheses, it said there, even if you already have a job. Because I really would love for you to have the benefit of being able to interview. Step 7, narrow it down. You go to these 6 salons and you visit the salons and you ask others what they think of these salons. What do you think of so and so salon? Here's a really good thing. If you can afford this in the different salons that are more high end, make an appointment for a service. Hey, for a blow dry, or maybe for a plain manicure, and just go in there and sit there and watch them work, see how they get along, and go from there. And if it's really right, ask the stylist that's working on you, or the professional, the nail tech or the skincare person, ask them a few polite questions. I'm thinking about interviewing here, so is it a good place to work? Is it not? So this is how you narrow it down. So let's go back to what we said. You did a search for salons, 2 salons of each kind: commission, wage, and lease chair. Then you visited the salons, you asked what others think, you maybe had an appointment, and then you asked around as to a few questions, and you narrowed down to the ones that you like the best. Okay? Hey, talk to someone who left the job. If you're lucky enough to find someone. Now, keep in mind that this person might be really annoyed at that salon, so take it with a grain of salt. But maybe there was a very, very big overriding reason why he or she left, which is still there. So this is ways that you can double check it. Step 8. This is my iFabulous students are totally kicking it with the digital resume. And write yourself this note. Write on your notes right there. Search for any digital resume. I want you to go online, Google it, or whatever you use. And I want you to just, even if it's for architecture or if it's for a photographer, actually photographer digital resumes are wonderful. And so you could Google photographers in your city or in New York or Los Angeles or something, and on there they will have a digital resume usually on their web page. I want you to click on that digital resume and see how amazing it is. It is like a movie about their work. And this is what I want you to have when you show up to a salon. And a digital resume is not done over the weekend, no matter how hard you work on it. Your digital resume, you start working on it today because you start taking photos with your phone and saving them. You need a lot of work to put it up on your digital resume, okay? You're also going to be up on your social media pages, which is primarily Facebook for us. All right, so you can point to your digital resume when you go for the interview, and you can also show how good you are at social media pages. What do you think that salon owner might be thinking? And I should actually ask Jeff this, but I'm thinking that the salon owner or the manager is thinking, this person spent some time here trying to get this digital resume together, and look at what they've got with social media. They've got this stuff down, and you know what? They dressed really cute. You've got the job in the high-end, difficult salons to get into. That's it. The other thing is your tools. If you do happen to have a model, a lot of salons are going to ask you to bring in a model and do the hair. Please have your tools very much in order, clean, and very presentable. This is how this is how the cow eats the cabbage, as they say. This is the only thing. There'll be a salon owner or a salon manager that's doing 100 things in the salon. And when you're ready, they'll come out for 10 minutes and check this. You need to have it together.
And Carlos, we have a little discussion going on in the chat about the digital resume. Carrie Ann actually is putting a link in for everybody. So that's awesome. And uh, Whitney had mentioned too that there's a lot of places that are wanting to see those more. But the key to those is it's just when you're a hairdresser in the hair business or any business, but really in the hair business, separating yourself is so important. And that is just as a salon owner, when I interview somebody and they walk in with a digital resume, which to be real honest with you, I've never had one person walk in with a digital resume. Uh,
Bingo.
yeah, I went. Yeah, that would be the one that I'd have the most interest in for sure,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because it just shows that you're taking ownership of yourself and your career, and you're taking this stuff seriously. And it's just a really simple, easy way, and it's kind of fun to create one. And again, you can save it for later and post it to Facebook for clients in the
Yeah,
future. I mean, it's
you
something
can
you'll always
email it.
have.
You can email it to different
Yeah, yeah,
salons. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I think Jeff, if I'm correct, because you're the man here on this, are we not having our next webinar next month on how to do a digital resume?
We are, yeah. So
Okay,
that'll
okay,
help.
okay.
Yeah, and we'll
That'll
have
help a
some
lot.
more kind of resources and things like that to discuss at that time
So
for
when you
sure.
come
Yeah.
back next month, we will be teaching you how to do your digital resume, and we'll have the situation. Good. So step 9, uh, you know, when we did iFabulous in your schools, or when you saw the DVD, or however you've gotten exposed to it, we talked about two things: online and offline promotions. Online promotions, it's basically what we've been talking about: social media, digital resumes, all this other stuff. But I want you to never, never forget how important your personal presence is. Nothing, I don't care who comes up with and how good your digital resume is, it will never hold a finger to you personally asking somebody to come in and have their hair done. So you must network. A lot of students, especially the younger generation of you, think that if you can do it all online, you don't have to ever show up anywhere. And I'm here to tell you that you do need to network. You need to find women's groups. You need to go to charities. You need to go to high schools. You need to go to colleges. You need to go to anywhere, fashion shows, uh, do hair for a charity, all this kind of stuff. Always, always, always network. And while you're networking, you will also be able to find out more about the jobs that are open. The next thing that you need to do is stop by and ask for an interview. So if you want to get a job, you're just going to stop by and ask for an interview. You would hopefully have your digital resume with you. Ask someone who works there to recommend you. So if you know of somebody that works in a salon that you like, you can actually show them first your digital resume and the work you've done and everything. I wouldn't expect anyone that I know, if they don't know what kind of work I do, to recommend me to the owners if they don't know if you're a student. And well, where's your work? What kind of, just because they're your friend, they're not going to burn themselves. So the first person you need to convince is your friend to recommend you to the salon. Okay? And then also a client. A client is easier. If you know a client that goes to the salon, that just go ahead and recommend them. Ask them to recommend you to the owner or to whoever. Okay? Volunteer to assist. That's the easy thing. If you really want to work there and there's just no openings, and go ahead, volunteer on your day off on Mondays or in the evenings. Come in and assist anyone. Shampoo hair, sweep hair, get involved. I guarantee you 90% of the time, eventually you'll get that job in that salon. Because we're not talking about getting a salon in some little strip mall that has 2 chairs. This is not iFabulous. We're talking about you getting a job in a salon where the haircuts are $75. That's what we're shooting for.
And the cool thing is, I mean, volunteer assist. I mean, you're trying to impress them, but they'll be in a mode of trying to impress you as well. So it's a good way to kind of figure out if that's, a good way to figure out a salon is, you really don't know till you spend some time in that environment, and that's a really effective way for you for your own well-being to kind of know if that's the place that fits for you.
Exactly, exactly. And you want to make sure that you mesh with that salon, because
I
the
think we
addition. without having the additional burden to then say I also have to show up and work with a group that I don't like. So make sure you can mesh. So what to highlight on your digital resume? Um, Before and after photos of your work. Yes, this is something else you need to begin working on. And we'll be talking about this in future webinars. You need some reviews and comments from clients, all right? And you have to ask for them. They're not going to say, hey, is there a way that I can do a review on you? They don't even know they can. So ask them to come on Facebook and write something, post something about their experience, and you can always share that. Have as large as a fan base as possible, and don't forget, there's a whole section of marketing now, right, Jeff, that's called content marketing. It's all about writing cool stuff that's interesting to your client. And I want to, before we move on, I just want to say one thing about those of you that have business pages. Uh, do not write your some of you are getting a little personal on your business page. Something about your daughter or your baby or something, which is really cute, but it doesn't belong on your business page. On your business page, only stuff that is of interest to the client. Practice showing your resume and social media. Know how to present highlights of your digital resume and pages in a few minutes. So, you know, you see this little webinar we're doing here today. We've practiced it. It's not like we threw something together and Jeff called me this morning and we just kind of ran with it. We've been talking about this for 2 months to be able to make sure we get the right stuff for you. And it would be very dangerous, I think, for you to show up to your first job with your digital resume without having to have a little bit of kind of role play on how you are going to present your resume and your social media knowledge. And here are some of the premium topics. Now, you all understand that we have the iFabulous Basic, which you have on your DVD and whatever, and you are now attending iFabulous Premium. So every month we will be doing something different for you. Jeff is going to talk to you a little bit more about it now. But August 4th, we're going to do how to create a digital resume. September 8th, again, they're all Mondays and they're all in the morning. What is your brand? I mean, in other words, who are you? Are you presenting yourself right? And then we're going to find out more about your client so that you know how to talk to them and you can lure them more and what kind of clients you could have if you don't like the ones you have, demographics, should you have a male clientele, should you go for senior citizens, family, whatever. And then the November webinar is on actually finding clients. Many techniques, dozens of techniques as to how you can go about to find clients. And these are things you put into practice while you're in school. This is not necessarily waiting for us for you to graduate. And finally, on December 1st, you're going to learn how to automate your social media. Actually, I saw this class from Jeff, and it just blew me away because I was doing everything the long way and the hard way. And you will learn how to just do a few things every day and connect with everyone. So it's just a really wonderful thing.
Yeah, I think on the automating the social media, kind of the order of these topics, kind of basically just, you have the create the digital resume as the next one, and there's kind of some thought that's gone into these, and what is your personal brand, who's your clients, and then finding your clients. And we put the automate your social media one last just because as you get busier and busier with clients, you're going to have less time to do the other things that are necessary for marketing. So it's kind of important that you market yourself and kind of the easiest ways to do that, because as a new hairdresser, you really want to market yourself. I always tell people when we hire them, because we generally hire people right out of beauty school or within a year of the been in the business a year or so. I mean, that's the toughest time of your career because you're concentrating on so many different things. You're trying to learn, you're trying to learn how to do better hair and improve your skills, along with you're trying to build a business, and it can just be stressful as far as getting new people all of the time. And it's hard work, so you want to get that part of the process moving as quickly as you can, because the sooner you can start to get people coming back more and more, you don't have to look for as many new ones, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a tough first year in the
And
business for
Jeff,
sure.
I have to say that on that, it's a tough first year. Imagine if you do not know the salon essentials. In other words, on top of everything that Jeff just said, imagine if you get to the salon and can't do the tints and can't do the blow dries and can't do the shampoos. That's why people fail. And that's why we're telling you this exactly. Excuse me.
So, just kind of talking a little bit about what iFabulous Premium is, and basically what's in it for you. The first part of it is just the general support of Carlos and myself and our other resources that we have. Because what'll happen in the first year, and like I said, I've seen a lot of hairdressers. We've built a lot of hairdressers in our salon come through the years, and after that first couple 3 months, you start to realize, this is going to take a little while, and doing these things, and what can I do to keep moving my career forward, and Carlos and I'll be here to support you in that and help you understand and motivate you, and kind of let you know what to expect as you go along in your salon career. We'll do that with tutorials, either based on business tutorials where you kind of learn some techniques on how to market yourself, or some new techniques on different things that you can do in the salon, with technology and things like that. And then we'll also have some audio tutorials where you can just listen to those on the go and come across different motivational things that we'll set up, that Carlos and I are developing, and will continue to develop as we go along here. And then the other thing that is really important is to have a resource to lean on. If you've had a good day, you can get on our group forum and tell people about a great day you've had, or you can get on the group forum and maybe look for, hey guys, I've had a really rough day today. Here's what happened. Has this ever happened to you? And kind of get into that forum mode of, there's a place for you to go to kind of rely on people to build you up, and you can help build other people up. I mean, nothing makes anyone feel better, I think, is building other people up. So you can go in and do that on the forum and learn a lot of things. And then also when you're needing support, you can get that on the forum. And as we
And
develop it
and
over
this
time.
is, excuse me, Jeff, but this is a private group forum that is only available to the people that are registered with iFabulous Premium. So in other words, this isn't going to blast all over Facebook, and it isn't necessarily shared by everyone. As a matter of fact, I think if you go to try to find this group, you won't find it, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. You have to be invited into the group, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But yeah, it's a total group just based on people like-minded, iFabulous salon success people. And the thing about that's important, and just kind of, it's been my experience. There's a certain, as Carlos said at the very beginning, only 20% of the people that graduate beauty school are legitimately doing hair like a year or two later. So for those people that want to be successful, I mean, that's a small group. So we know that we're talking to a small group of people, that we're trying to build that group, obviously. But if you're spending the time to listen to this webinar and spending time with us, it's obviously obvious that you're serious about your career if you're a student or just out of school. And that's what the forum's designed for. People that are serious about being a hairdresser or a nail tech or an esthetician, or whatever your salon professional is, but people that are serious about that, and that's what the kind of people that we are trying to have gravitate to us is do those kinds of things. And then as far as the live and recorded webinars, like as Carlos, we just rolled this out, so this is our first webinar, obviously, and this is a live one, but it will be recorded, so you'll be able to go back and listen to it at a later date. And as we develop these other webinars, these live webinars with questions and answers, etc., you'll be able to take advantage of those by going back and watching a recorded webinar again, along with the other video and audio modules that we have. And then again, I mentioned this earlier in the support, but the motivation is very important. kind of keeping a positive attitude and working towards certain goals and certain things that you want, and motivating you and giving you that carrot, to lead you on and encourage you, and that's what we're here to do, and that's
Yeah.
really kind of really the basis of iFabulous Salon Success, is to help students be successful as hairdressers and just really build up the industry, and look at a long-term goal. That's basically our goal. Wouldn't you say, Carlos?
Well, I would say I would even put it simpler than that. For me, and what I'm trying to do, and I know that you're trying to do the same thing from the technical era. See, if you go online or if you just go to the magazines, there's just an abundance of information. There's so much information about the beauty industry, haircuts, colors, color companies, this, that. But none of it is really, really focused on where you are, my iFabulous students now. In other words, it's information that you may need down the road. It's information that you could use, sort of like, yeah, it would be great if I also spoke French, but right now I don't really need that. Right now I need English and I need to be talking to you. iFabulous, we go through the whole industry and we talk to the salon industry and we select those things that are key to your success during this stage of your career. Do you understand the difference? So are we saying that this is all you need to be successful? No. But this is exactly what you need to be able to find and retain your job the first couple of years in the salon, which is when everyone fails. So you let us do the work of going around finding the very best things for you, and then you can come back and shop with us and see it. That's how I see it.
So here's basically what we're offering. The typical price of iFabulous Premium as we go forward, and this will be the lowest price that it would ever be. I mean, this is just our starting point. So the $14.97 per month is where we are currently with our pricing structure. And if you get in on that, then that's the price that you'll be as long as you're an iFabulous Premium member. But what we would like to do today is, if you do sign up in the next 24 hours, we have a special offer. You basically get $14.97 for 2 months. So instead of 1 month for $14.97, you get 2 months for $14.97. So basically, less than $7.50 a month to experience all the things that we're offering for you. And the cool thing is, as we progress, there's going to be a lot more information added on. So you're getting involved on the ground floor with iFabulous Premium. And again, it's with the support of Carlos and myself, and connecting with us whenever necessary on our forum, and we will be there, basically every day checking the forum and building that, which I think is important. And like Carlos just mentioned, I mean, the important thing is you're going to have somebody you can lean on to help you build your career, and that's basically our offer today. That you have 24 hours from now. The easiest way, it's 1 o'clock here East time. It's not at 10 a.m. I guess roughly. So we'll do it for 24 hours. Carlos and I thought that would be a great way to get some people to sign up.
Yeah.
So if you do the $14.97, you'll be charged, and then you'll be good until September. And then at that time, you can decide if you want to cancel and it's not for you. I mean, that's fine. That's an option. But the real thing, and Carlos and I have talked about this, as coming up with the pricing and things like that. And we just, there's some people that have spent, 15, 20, 25, $30,000 on this career to be educated for it. And this is just a real small investment to have some people to lean on as you come out and get some kind of other perspectives, and just a way to really guarantee your success, or at least have a much better chance to be successful.
It's, to me, not buying iFabulous, and I'm not a very good salesperson. This is why I'm glad Jeff can explain it so well. But to me, not doing iFabulous and going to beauty school and getting a $20,000 loan is like buying a brand new car and not getting insurance. That's how I see it. I mean, it's so you do it for 4 months, 5 months, and then you're out of school and you cancel. But at least you found out what you needed to find out. And I think the biggest thing for you is going to be the ability for you to communicate with us. because I hear from 10, 15 people a week through Facebook from your schools and the iFabulous people, which I love, with questions, interviews, this, that. And that's why we've actually moved that into the iFabulous Premium, because I just don't have the time to be able to do all of that. So that's going to go away from the freebie stuff that I do because I cannot get to it. But if you come to iFabulous Premium, between Jeff and I, we will take care of all of your questions.
So the way that you would go ahead and sign up, and you can sign up now, obviously, or in the next 24 hours, is if you scroll down on your screen, just beneath the box here that you're watching the webinar on, there is a yellow button, and then you just go ahead. It says Join iFabulous Premium today, and it'll take you off to a page that kind of explains it more, all the kind of specifics of it, and then there's an opportunity where you click on a button there, and it'll take you to PayPal, and you can enter your credit card information or use your PayPal account or however you'd like to pay there. And then what'll happen, I'll get an email from PayPal that'll have your email information, and we'll get your login and everything set up here in the next 24 hours and give you access to the iFabulous forum the secret forum that we have on Facebook that, like I said, only Carlos had mentioned it, that the only people that can sign up are members who are actually paying. So I think it's a really great opportunity. It's something that we're pretty passionate about, are very passionate about, is kind of developing salon professionals as best we can. And one other thing I think that's really important for you guys to understand too, it's an interactive thing. We're just not going to be pushing it down your throat as far as what we think you should know. We want to get feedback as you go into the salon, and maybe there's a particular questions that you have that maybe we'll develop a audio program about, or a video program about, or something. So it's really going to be an interactive process, and that's why initially the price is just so inexpensive, because we want to get some early members that are really serious about building their career and giving us feedback and helping us develop different programs they're going to help you be successful, and then those that are going to be coming later to iFabulous Premium, help them be successful as well.
I do hope you join, and I do invite you, because you could probably tell just by being in your school that there's only a certain percentage of you that are really serious about being great hairdressers or great estheticians or great nail techs. There's a lot of students that are still trying to find your way. iFabulous is not for all of those students. iFabulous is for the serious student, and like Jeff said, you probably really want this. So we want to make sure we know who you are, and that we can communicate with you further and take you to success. So please join. I would love to see more of you, and you can suggest topics to us. I don't know what's happening in your schools or what's happening in your life, because I'm not there. I wish I was there. So through the iFabulous Premium Forum, you can send us a note and say, I think you should have a class on this, and we'll create the webinar around it. So I think we're almost about out of time, Jeff. Is that what I see?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone has any particular questions that they want
That's
to
what
talk
I
about.
wanted to say. If there's any,
like for a few
are
minutes.
there any particular questions that somebody might want to give us at the or provide for us at in the chat box?
Yeah, well, Carrie Ann had a good point too. And yeah, as you get out in the world and start paying taxes and everything, it is a tax-deductible business expense as well. It's an expense of your career. So yeah, it is tax-deductible as well. So that's a good point.
Right.
Thank you, Carrie Ann.
And thank you, Carrie Ann. And you guys, you have no idea. Maybe it seems like a lot right now, but $14.95 is just absolutely nothing for this program. I guarantee you, it's nothing. It's going to the movies and getting popcorn. Maybe that's even more. So join us, and if not, we will be in touch with you online. I hope to see you on Facebook. Keep those business pages going, you guys, and we'll go from there. Jeff?
Well, yeah, guys, thank you so much. And really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the webinar today, and we enjoyed presenting it, and we certainly wish you guys all the best.
And you know what? Please let us know what you thought about the webinar, too. I mean, you can definitely message me on the regular Facebook page and just tell me, I thought it was too long, too short, whatever, and just go ahead and tell me what you thought and give us some motivation ourselves, because we've worked really hard on this, and maybe you don't like it. So definitely let us know, and have a beautiful day, and don't forget that you are iFabulous.